Welcome to the Hebrew Learning Center in West Africa, Adukram, Ghana. Today we will be analyzing the English term righteous or righteousness according to his proper Hebraic understanding. What makes a man right or a woman right in the eyes of the Most High? What makes a man or woman righteous? One may ask. Let's begin with the definition of the term righteous according to Webster's Thesaurus. A righteous man is defined as someone who is moral, honorable, ethical, honest, upright, elevated, just, fair, equitable, good, godly, pious, devout, God-fearing, religious, reverent, holy, spiritual, pure in heart, virtuous, chaste, incorrupt, unsullied, blameless, or innocent. With so many words to describe what is righteous, it appears that even Webster has caused further confusion concerning what makes a man right or what is right. Webster's dictionary defines righteous as acting in accord with divine or moral law, free from guilt or sin. Even though the dictionary gives a better understanding of the term righteous, both are defining righteous or righteousness from an abstract point of view and not a concrete mindset, such as the Hebraic. So the Hebrew term Zadok, that's Hebrew 6663, Zadok. That would be the parent root. When we see the word righteous or righteousness is usually translated as Zadok. Now you also may see the child root, which is Zedekiah, Hebrew 6666. They're very interchangeable, meaning the exact same thing. However, both are usually translated as righteous or righteousness in the English. But today we're going to use the Hebraic form or term Zadok. And it actually means the path that is straight to enter the door is as the sun on the horizon. So the path that is straight to enter the door is as the sun on the horizon. Now the horizon is when the sun is setting. Okay, so simply put, one who walks the straight path to enter the door is for everlasting. It's as far as the eyes can see and again, meaning from sunset to sunset, the straight path to enter the door does not change. It is unmovable. So the straight path to enter the door would be the correct way that we should look at righteous or righteousness in the English form when we read it in our text today. We're going to go over a few scriptures to get a better understanding on how to utilize the Hebraic word Zadok. We're going to start off in the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 1. And it says, Brethren, my heart's desire in prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So our brother Shaul or Paul is telling us that our ancestors and that our people, even today, Israel, we have a zeal, we have a passion. We have a passion to serve the Most High, but not according to the knowledge of the Most High, not according to his instructions, his understanding, not according to his personal and intimate relationship. Verse 3, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness. So they being ignorant of, or they having no understanding of the Most High's Zadok, correct path or straight path to enter the door. Our people are ignorant of the straight path to enter the door of the Most High. Let's continue. And going about to establish their own righteousness. So because we don't have the understanding of the Most High, of his law, statutes, and commandments, even though I'm putting the cart before the horse, we go about to establish our own straight path to enter the door, our own doctrine. We have become right in our own eyes. Let's continue. Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Therefore, we have not lowered ourselves to walk the straight path to enter the door of the Most High. Verse 4. For the Messiah is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believe. Now, sometimes this scripture can be a stumbling block for a lot of Christian doctrines that are circulating out there, and there's many. However, when a lot of people read this scripture, they believe that it's saying that the law is ended. Well, that's not exactly what it's saying. That word "end" in the Greek, the ancient Greek, is actually point aimed at or a goal. So when it says for the Messiah, is the end of the law, it is saying he is the trendsetter. He is our goal. How he walked in the law is the point we should aim at, to follow, to walk in. That's what the scripture is saying. It's not saying that it's done away with. For the Messiah is the end of the law. He is the trendsetter. He is our measuring, our bar in walking the law for righteousness to everyone that believe. Of the law for the straight path to enter the door to everyone that believe. To everyone that stands firm on his sacrifice and his doctrine. Verse 5. For Moses described the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which do those things shall live by them. And it's speaking of the law that Moses gave unto us, which is the sacrificial law. All right, and if we walk in the law without the Messiah, on how he has taught us to walk in the Torah or the teachings, and we just resort only to Moses, as some people do today, then you have to live by all of the sacrifices, which is nearly impossible. But that's what you would have to do. You would have to live by those things. Doesn't mean that the law is done away with or no longer follow the laws of Moses. No. All right. And just to prove that, we're going to go into Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. It says, think not that I've come to destroy the law. So the Messiah did not come to destroy the law or tear it apart, or the prophets or the old covenant, as it is taught in most Christian doctrines today. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill, meaning to complete. That's what he has come to do. To complete it, to show us how to walk in it. To fulfill it doesn't mean end it. All right? As if it's null and void. Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled, till all be completed. And we know that there's many prophecies that have not been completed yet. And there has not been a new heaven nor a new earth. Therefore, this lets us know that we must keep the law. But as we read in Romans, he is the bar. He showed us how to walk in it. All right? If we believe on his sacrifice. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness, so except the straight path that you walk to enter the door, shall exceed the righteousness or the straight path of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. And we know that the Pharisees were known as hypocrites. They would tell people to keep the law. However, they would not follow the laws themselves. So except your straight path that you walk to enter the door shall exceed or be above the straight path that the scribes and Pharisees walk to enter the door, you shall never enter into the kingdom of heaven. So we must continue in the laws of the Most High, the same laws that were given to Moses. However, we follow them to the teachings of the Messiah. So what makes a man righteous? Okay, we're going over it. Luke chapter 1, verse 5 says, there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea. And we know that Herod was actually an Edomite. He was not from the house of Israel or from the bloodline of Jacob, Yaakov. A certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abia, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. Verse 6. And they were both righteous before the Most High. So we get the understanding that they both walked the straight path to enter the door of the Most High in his face. They walked the straight path of the Most High. And how did they do that? Let's continue. Walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Most High, blameless. So what made them righteous, or those who walked the straight path to enter the door of the Most High, is that they were walking in the instructions, the directives, the directions of the Most High and his ordinances. And that word would be chuk. Some would say chukah, but it's actually chuk, the root word for ordinances, which actually means basically his customs, his traditions. So they walked in the feast days. They kept the Sabbaths of the Most High. They walked in his law that was given unto them. And this is what made them righteous. or Zadok, those who walk the straight path to enter the door. Let's go into Psalms chapter 137 and 142. It actually says, your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. So meaning that your straight path to enter the door, it is as far as the eyes can see and even further and further. Olam Bayet, meaning it never stops. From sunset to sunset, the straight path or the righteous path of the Most High will always be the same. It will always be the same. So your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. It will always be the straight path to enter the door. What is that? We are reading the law of the Most High through the teachings of the Messiah and not through the sacrifices of just Moses. Let's continue. And your law is the truth. The law, the Torah, the teachings of the Most High is firm. It is amet. It is firm. And that is how you walk the straight path to enter the door of the Most High in these days. And it's the same as yesterday and the same as for tomorrow, because he does not change. We're going to jump down to verse 172. And it actually says, my tongue shall speak of your word, for all your commandments are righteous. For all the commandments, zawah, all the instructions, the directions, the directives of the Most High, they are righteous. They are those that will direct us into the straight path at the door. And we know the Messiah is at the door. I hope I was able to edify the people today of the Hebraic form of righteous or righteousness, Zedekah, or the parent root, Zadok. Now what we should do is examine ourselves, set our minds straight, so we can walk the straight path to enter the door to meet the Messiah. Shalom.